Hello and welcome back to Conan Exiles. Today, as the clue says on the screen, we're talking all about cages. And there's quite a few of these around the map. And as you'll find by this young lady that's chatting away, this is a barkeep in this one. In this video we're going to go through and have a look at a few of the locations where you can find these cages from. And also the jailer that comes with them, kind of show you what they look like. And tell you about how if you kill them you get the key off them and then you can release these people from these cages. There are quite a few locations where you can get a barkeep, which is really good, but some of the other cages and other locations may also contain some useful people also, so it's just another fun activity to do while you're out and about exploring. So let's jump into it. Okay, so this is one of the locations for our cages, which has been shown off in the past, but will probably be quite a popular location, but also one of the more tricky locations. If I just show you on the map where we are here, just on the sort of north end of Mounds of the Dead at the little hilltop area, which has got various names by different people, from Death Hill to Danger Hill to Chaos Hill, whatever you want to call it, because there are usually multiple people up here. This is also where one of the cages are now, which I'll show you in just a second. But up here you'll always have a fighter 3 of some sort stood in the middle just as before, and potentially 2 other fighters and a jailer, but one of the other fighters will always be a bearer. And if I just pan around here to the side, as you can see, there'll always be a bearer sat at that side just there as always. There'll normally be, as I say, a fighter stood up in the middle, but as you may have just seen by the name tags there, as you can see over my left and right shoulders, there are 2 identical characters sat here at the moment. No, it's not a bug where there's 2 of the same person spawned, or it's not a visual glitch or anything like that. The young lady over my left shoulder, so your right of the screen, is Delancia Snowhunter, and the one over my right shoulder, which is your left on the screen, is the new jailer model. So for Mounds of the Dead, which is where we are, the jailer is modelled off the Delancia model, so she'll always be dressed pretty much the same as Delancia, so you'll have to double check whenever you come up here now. If you ever come up here looking for Delancia, she may not have spawned, however you'll spot the jailer and think that's Delancia, but it's not, it's the jailer. So if I just show you, as you can see there, jailer, and she's sat exactly the same as Delancia, so in the veneer, the Cimmerian fur armour without the top. And then there's Delancia, she has spawned as well. So you're going to have a bit of a predicament that if you come up here, if you haven't got taming gear with you and Delancia was here, you are probably going to have to kill her, because you'll have to kill everything up here in order to rescue the person from the cage. But not a lot of people like to kill Delancia because she is a big fan favourite. So potentially, not too sure whether you could knock a jailer out with purple lotus orbs, but what you could do if you have the purple lotus orbs is just toss a lot of those up here and see if you can knock the jailer out as well. Or if you can't, if you chuck all those up, wait a little while, then hopefully when everybody else has gone to sleep, so your fighter that's in the centre and your bearer and your other fighter that's here, or Delancia if it's Delancia, if the jailer is still awake and they haven't been knocked unconscious, then at least you can just run up and you'll only have that person to kill. And then that way, if you've got yourself a wheel set up just down there, you could grab Delancia, pop her on the wheel while you're up here, quickly come back up, and then rescue your person from the cage. And as you can see here again, this fighter's just spawned back in again, so they'll always be here just as before. You'll have a bearer to contend with, and then either another fighter 2 or a 3 that it can be, or if you get really lucky, it can be our fan favourite Delancia, but she does look just the same as the bearer. So in this location, be mindful that if you see 2 identical looking people, one is Delancia and one is the jailer, or if you only see one, and I think it's normally always this location, I think it can be this one as well, so don't be fooled. It can be either of these 2 locations. So far I've seen them in. They may spawn where the bearer does, but I think that is normally just a bearer spot. I'll have to confirm that one, but either of these 2 spots could be the jailer or it could be Delancia, so they could be the opposite way around, so just be wary of that when you come up here. So you could get yourself a 2-for-1 deal, knock yourself out of Delancia, and then rescue your person from the cage. I'm not going to do it right now, because as a situation that Angar had on his video, there was a Delancey up here, so obviously we don't want to kill her, because even though we're not using her and it's just for demonstration, we can't, it's just not right. But you'd have to kill all of these, get your key off your jailer, and then you can save your person from the cage here. It looks like it will always be a barkeep from here. This was a barkeep the other day and it was a male, and then I've just come back here today again after clearing it and it's another female, so it is a barkeep again by the sound of it, because you'll know, because you'll hear them talking to you as well. So this is just one of the many locations around the map where you can get a person in a cage from. So if you're after a barkeep, you can fight your way up into Mounds of the Dead, which if I just fly up a moment so that you can see, that's the central area with the obelisk just across there. You've got Braga the Bold, I believe he's called, the NPC that you can talk to just down there. And then you've got this hill right in the middle, which is up over the ramp. So you could either use some purple lotus orbs, or if you've got a decent follower with a truncheon, send them up and get them to knock everybody out first. Again, I'll test with the jailers whether they can be knocked out or not, and I'll let you know in a future video if that is possible. If they're not, then the purple lotus orb option may be the better option. Or if your follower that's with you is knocking everybody else out, you can hopefully get to the jailer and kill them separately and make life a lot easier for yourself. So that is pretty much a guaranteed barkeep gain at the Mounds of the Dead. Now I just wanted to show you this location because this is another further in-game location again that you could potentially get somebody from, but I don't know if it is that this is bugged at the moment, but there doesn't seem to be anybody in this cage. Now I believe there should be, and I think this did happen in videos that people did from the public beta. Now whether it is a bug or whether it's just the timing of when one can appear, well, there doesn't seem to be anybody in here at the moment. And where we are is the den, so we're just up here on the north side of the den where the emote spawns for what is my favourite dance in the game and a lot of other people's favourites. It's quite a nice one, the belly dance. So you just stand here with these two ghosts and you'll learn the belly dance, but obviously you'll have to deal with all these people as well, which are a couple of your priests. So there's one always stood there, one here, and again the last couple of times I've checked, the jailer will be this spot here again, and it can be male or female I believe, but as you can tell once again this is somebody wearing the same clothing as the people from the Dogs of the Desert faction, so it's a slightly different appearance. So now with these cages, wherever you go to, it will be the person wearing the clothing of the tribe or faction that they are a part of. So again, they're wearing similar to here, different to Mounds of the Dead. So that's another spot to keep an eye on. Again, you'll have to fight your way in here, but not too sure at the minute whether that is a bug with that cage or whether somebody will eventually appear at some other time. This is another quick location again. Again, it seems to be another cage where there isn't anybody in it. Again, whether this is a bug or whether it's intentional, not too sure, but as you can probably tell by the clue of the beating drums that you can hear, we are here a bit further down in the desert now at the headquarters of the Defari. So we're at the summoning place, which is quite easy to get to early game just from Noob River. There is a cage just here, and the NPC that you can see just kneeling by that box just back there, this is your jailer. So again, as you can see, wearing the Defari outfit there, not very easy to see, but you can just about make him out. So it's the person kneeling next to the box back here. That is your jailer, so you'll need to kill him or her to get your key for the cage, but again, kind of pointless at the minute because there's nobody in this one either. Another quick option for the Defari side to it again, which also does seem to be an empty cage again. Now whether these are just on a timer of when they appear, but another one easy to spot again is your jailer based off the Cannibal Brute, which is your Defari tier 4 fighter. They look like one of those again, so it's a tall male or female, again dressed in the Defari. As you'll see, you'll find this particular one here stood in front of the Yog Pit praying. Well, that's your jailer for this one. We're just across from the sinkhole just here, just up at this little spot, and this is Thugra's stand. So if we take a walk round here, as you'll see, stood just on the edge as always. A guaranteed spawn of a fighter, not necessarily super powerful, but really good to get early game. He's pretty decent. Thugra, tier 4 Defari fighter, not too bad early on. And he's easy to get because if you come and clear this whole entire camp out, he will not aggro from over here, so then you can come over. Now I'd try and aggro him from here, get him away from the edge, because if you knock him out, there's a chance he will fall over the cliff and he could bug out and disappear. But as you can see, the sinkhole's just there, so if you're coming in from the sinkhole, you'd come across from the Defari camp across there. You can come up into this camp, take all of these out, and then you've got your jailer at the back there. But these seem to be a couple at the moment where there aren't people in them, so you'll have to just take a chance or just collect the keys even with these particular ones at the moment. Right, there we go, found another one that actually does have somebody in it. You can just see the cage there over my left shoulder on the right hand side of the screen, and this does, by the sound of it, contain a barkeep in it. Now again, don't know if this is going to be a guaranteed barkeep, but this does look like a positive location to get a barkeep from. And just for point of reference, we are up here in the Highlands at New Asagarth, which is a Nordheim camp. Quite dangerous, so do come up here prepared with good weapons and good armour, because these guys do hit pretty hard and it's very easy to get overwhelmed. So only I would really come up here if you've got very good weapons and very good armour, or a very good berserker or a Delancey or somebody with you that can fight for you, because otherwise you probably will get killed very easily. So this is more for experienced players. But if you pop up here, you'll find it kind of in the centre. If you look for this person up on the little stand there next to this rock, we're sort of down in the centre area of the village. You've got totem just up there. Next to this tree you'll see this cage, and then your jailer is this lazy chap here, just laying on the floor behind me, as you can see, laying down sunbathing, and again wearing the same veneer type armour that the Nordheimers would wear. So this is your jailer spawn here, so again you're going to have to kill them, but you're going to have all these other people around about to also deal with. But then your cage is right there, so this is another possible spot, like with Mounds of the Dead, where you can get a barkeep from. Right, so there you have it, just a few fun locations for where some of the new cages with people to rescue from, and the jailers where you can get the keys to open those cages. A few of them do seem to be that they don't have people in it. As I say, whether this is intentional or not, or whether it's something that will change as time goes on, we don't know. But there are also probably a lot more out there. It does seem to be a lot of the big main camps where you'll find these cages. So while you're out and about exploring, if you do find any others that we didn't mention, do pop it in the comments down below. Let other people know of ones that you've found, or ones that we didn't really show off in this video. Do let people know down below in the comments where you found some, or where you found one that is a really good one for a specific NPC or a guaranteed barkeep. And while you're down there, why not leave a like so that this video gets pushed out to more people with the YouTube algorithm. And until I see you guys in the next one, happy hunting, see you all in the next one. Bye for now.